Hey, hello Metal Italia. We will be coming to see you on the 16th. Let's hope to see you at the front and it will be great. The first time back in Italy for a long time. So ciao, see you soon.
Paul Di'Anno. Hey everyone! Today we begin this video by mourning the passing of one of the greatest English heavy metal singer of our time, Paul Di'Anno. A brilliant force on stage and screen, his charm, grace, and inimitable wit captured the hearts of many generations. As we pay last tribute to his extraordinary life, let's remember his incredible journey from humble beginnings to become an icon. Please join us in celebrating his life by liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing this video to honor the legacy of a true legend. Di'Anno was born on May 17, 1958 and died on October 21, 2024 in Chingford, Essex, where he also grew up. Because of his Brazilian father, Di'Anno held dual British and Brazilian citizenship. He spent his teenage years singing in various rock bands and working as a butcher in Station Road and as a chef in hotels and restaurants. Early career Iron Maiden, 1978 to 1981. According to Iron Maiden's The History of Iron Maiden Part 1, the early days DVD, he was introduced to the band by drummer Doug Sampson, an old friend of Steve Harris, Iron Maiden's founder and bass player, from his days in the band Smiler. It was around this time that he first adopted the stage name Di'Anno, which he would later use to claim Italian descent. Their first audition with Rod Smallwood reputedly failed when Di'Anno was arrested for showing off his pocketknife in public. The band's 1980 self-titled release quickly became acknowledged as a classic of its genre, as the band merged punk's energy with metal's riffs and progressive rock complexity, serving as the blueprint for such future genres as thrash metal and speed metal and influencing later progressive metal bands. 1981 saw the release of their second album, Killers, as well as a stopgap live EP, Maiden Japan. Di'Anno, 1983 to 1985. Di'Anno was the first project by Paul Di'Anno after he was fired from Iron Maiden. This group was originally called Lone Wolf, but after disagreement with a group already called Lone Wolf, they changed their name and ended up recording only one album under the simple moniker of Di'Anno. Musically, the band shifted away from the NWO BHM sound of Iron Maiden to a more Americanized sound similar to bands like Journey and Foreigner. On the tour, Di'Anno played Remember Tomorrow from his catalog of Iron Maiden songs, along with their own songs and a few other covers, most notably The Kinks' You Really Got Me, and Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. Gogmagog, 1985. In 1985, Di'Anno joined a project that was intended to be a supergroup. The group, called Gogmagog, see the biblical book Ezekiel 38 verses 1-2, was put together by DJ and record producer Jonathan King, best known for discovering the group Genesis in the late 1960s. King assembled a star-studded lineup featuring Di'Anno, drummer Clive Burr, guitarists Janik Jers and Pete Willis and bassist Neil Murray, but the members became increasingly frustrated by a policy that forbade them from writing any original material. Gogmagog released a 3-song EP on the independent Food for Thought label in 1985 entitled I Will Be There, with Russ Ballard writing the title song and producer King writing the other 2 songs. Battlezone, 1985 to 1989, 1998. After the breakup of his self-titled band, Di'Anno formed Strike with Dear Al, guitar, who recruited drummer Bob Falk, who had used the name Sid Falk while playing drums in Overkill, and the Hurley brothers John, second guitar, and Chaz, bass. The project was eventually named Battlezone, after a name straight from a comic book, upon the vocalists' return to Britain in 1985. 1986 saw the enrollment of former Lone Wolf and Tokyo Blade guitarist John Wiggins. The band's initial lineup comprised Di'Anno, guitarists John Wiggins and John Hurley, bassist Lawrence Kessler and Adam Parsons on drums. Di'Anno had previously known guitarists John Wiggins and John Hurley from bands such as Deep Machine and Iron Cross. Parsons had gone under the stage name A.D. Dynamite while in Aunt May. However, Parsons left shortly after to replace Vince Hoare in the London-based glam band Belladonna, formed by former Hell's Bells vocalist Paul Quigley, with Paul Lewis, Jeff Fox and Neil Chris, and Falk reappeared on the scene in time together with Danish bassist Pete West, Peter Vester, to record the band's first album Fighting Back, written entirely by John Hurley, except the title track which was credited to Bob Falk. Praying Mantis, 1990. After being dropped by BMG, Praying Mantis disbanded. Then, in a Spinal Tap-ish twist of fate, Paul Di'Anno called Dennis Stratton in 1989 about the Japanese wanting to have a 10-year anniversary of the new wave of British heavy metal. The band found themselves enjoying a renaissance in Tokyo, prompting a reformation and tour in April 1990, which yielded the Live at Last LP. Running Free in Norway Tour, 2002. In February 2002, Diano had a mini-tour in Norway and visited Kroa in Volda, Samfundet in Trondheim, Betong in Oslo, Park Biografen in Skien, Folken in Stavanger and Kvarteret in Bergen. The band was all Norwegian. Rockfellas, 2008 to 2010. Late 2008, Diano relocated to the southeast of Brazil and toured with a new band/project named Rockfellas with 3 Brazilian musicians. Gene Dolabella, drummer, ex-Diesel/Eudora, Sepultura, Marqueo, guitarist, of Charlie Brown Jr., and Canisso, of Raimundos/ex-Rodox, playing rock and roll and metal classics. There he was nicknamed Paulo Baiano. Paulo equals Paul in Portuguese, Baiano equals who was born in Bahia, being the Paulo Baiano nickname a pun/joke, for his name, Paul Diano, is pronounced in a similar way to the nickname above. Norwegian Live Band, 2008 to 2024. Early 2008, Diano toured Norway and later Eastern Europe in 2009 with an all-Norwegian backing band consisting of musicians Henrik Rick Hagen, drums, R. Gogstad, bass, John Vegard Ness, guitar, and Anders Boas, guitar. Anders Boas was later replaced by guitarist Rickard Nilsson. The band went on to do several tours of Sweden and made festival appearances at Hard Rock Hell, Wales, UK 2013, Voxbotten, Faroe Islands, Denmark 2013, Tons of Rock, Halden, Norway 2014, Sweden Rock Festival, Norge, Sweden 2014, and Rock Against Narcotics, Pune, India 2015. Before doing a tour of Sweden in the summer of 2015. The band also toured with Blaze Bayley and Tim Ripper Owens. Personal life. Diano married 5 times and had 6 children. Diano's religious affiliation was made uncertain by his own words. He gave interviews that contradicted each other on this subject, perhaps as a practical joke. He had a tattoo on the back of his head that said 666 and God equals sucker. According to his autobiography, he converted to Islam in the 1990s after reading the Quran. However, he later reversed that position, saying, "I think religion kills everybody. I don't believe in it. No, my father was a Muslim, I must admit. But I don't give a fuck." In later interviews, Diano clarified that he never was a true Muslim, that he never stopped drinking, but tried to become a better person by applying some of the Muslim philosophies to his life. His autobiography furthers the confusion. In various passages he claimed to be Muslim, Catholic, Jewish, and Aboriginal. In February 2011, Diano was convicted on 8 counts of benefit fraud for claiming more than £45,000 under false pretenses. On March 11, 2011, he was jailed for 9 months at Salisbury Crown Court. He only served 2 of the 9 months to which he was sentenced, being released early for good behavior. Autobiography. Diano released an autobiography titled The Beast, ISBN 1-904034-03-9. The book includes a chapter of stories and comments regarding Diano written by former bandmates including Dennis Stratton, John Wiggins, and Steve Hopgood. The book was controversial for its portrayal of his abuse of various drugs, many accounts of Diano's violence towards people, and the explanation of his ban from America. Other interests. Diano had several businesses outside the music industry, including an internet cafe and a hotel/restaurant in England, both of which he sold. He was latterly resident in Salisbury, Wiltshire. Health struggles and death. A crowdfunder was launched in January 2021 to help raise money for the singer's knee surgery, following several years of poor health. In September 2021, it was reported that Diano was still waiting for the surgery, and a photo surfaced of the singer showing his badly swollen leg. In October 2021, the crowdfunding had reached its target, to which Diano heartily thanked everyone for their support. In November 2021, Diano relocated to Croatia to undergo treatment and surgery for his knee. Following the successful surgery, Diano confirmed reports that Iron Maiden helped pay for the final part of his treatment in Croatia. Diano died at his Salisbury home on October 21, 2024, at the age of 66. Record label Conquest Music confirmed his death the same day, and stated that Diano died after being troubled by severe health issues in recent years that restricted him to performing in a wheelchair. Paul Diano's legacy lives on through his hospital, his family, and the countless people whose lives he improved. He will be remembered not just as one of the greatest humanitarian, a leader, and a symbol of hope, Rest in peace, Paul D. Anno. Your legacy will be remembered, and you will be missed by many. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating life stories. Let us know in the comments what you think about Paul D. Anno's legacy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.